Welcome to my talk maxing series. This video I'm going to talk about the start of my journey and the two things I've implemented that have helped me heaps so far. One is talking about what I want with people, and two is deep breathing throughout the day. So if that's what you want, you can fuck off, but I'm going to talk about my story now. So basically my whole life I've been completely basically socially retarded. Not that bad, not super bad, but pretty fucking bad, awkward as fuck. Just never would have a conversation with a stranger for more than a few sentences. And if you like this, you'll know what I mean. I just thought it was part of who I was and nothing I could really change. Because I've tried a lot of shit, I've read books on it, I've taken all sorts of advice. Because it really gets to me, it really upsets me. Because everything else in my life is kind of sick, but there's just this one area where I just tank. Yeah, anyway, I kind of just had more or less given up. And just thought I guess I'm just everything else in my life is pretty good. I'll just let this area so be it. I guess I'm just retarded. But then I learned a couple things in the last 2 weeks or so, as I said at the start of the video, and I've actually made some crazy progress. And my talking ability has gone way better with people, with strangers, with acquaintances. I was like, holy fuck, this is actually possible. I can actually improve. So I think by documenting my experiences and my journey, it's actually really helpful for some other people. Because I think the most applicable advice to people is advice from someone who's just above them, who's learnt the lesson that is their next lesson. I think the problem with those books and with learning from really advanced people, unless they're really, really good teachers, they can't really relate to someone at the beginning stages. So let's get into it. So talking about what I want. I know this sounds kind of retarded and obvious, but I used to always struggle with not knowing what to say when I was having a conversation. I'd see people who would just start talking and then 3 minutes later they'd be on some random topic talking about, not deeps, but just random things and that they're both interested in. I'm like, how the fuck is this happening? This has never happened to me in my life. Except for literally in the last 2 weeks it's actually started to. And it happened by me just talking about what was on my mind and what I wanted to say. So some examples of this. I was on some group work at uni and we were just introducing where we were from, and usually I'd just say the name of my town and move on. And someone would say oh, is it nice? And I'd just have some yeah, it's good, And I thought fuck, there's all this shit that I love about my town that I would love to talk about. I'd be yeah, so fuck, this fucking mountain and this thing you have to drive every day to school. It's just drive here. And fuck, when we were in this town, it was this. But then when I went over to this new school, I sort of felt like this. And I know it might sound fucking crazy, but I swear to God, people like to hear that shit. I was walking again at uni and some woman with kids needed to get under my umbrella because it was raining. And usually I'd be stressing the fuck out, being what the fuck am I talking about? I was oh, this, my girlfriend left her umbrella in my car. I'm so thank God I have it right now. I know this shit sounds retarded, but anytime I was got to that stage of being oh fuck, what do I say now? I just think about anything that I wanted to talk about. Think about, oh man, this lab's gonna be difficult. I only just got the work done this morning or something. This has really increased my confidence a lot. Because yeah, instead of worrying about fuck, what to talk about, what would they want to talk about, what do normal people talk about, I just say whatever I want to talk about. Now the next thing sounds a bit crazy, but I swear to God, it is a fucking game changer. So deep breathing. This is about regulating our nervous system. So there's two nervous systems that control our body all the time. There's many more, but one of these two is always active. There's parasympathetic and the sympathetic. I don't actually know which way around it is, but basically one is when you're calm and safe, and one is when you're stressed and in fight or flight. And for socially awkward people, socially anxious people, whenever we are in social situations, we are in the fight or flight. And that basically turns your brain off and stops you from being able to think and being able to understand what people are saying and conversate with them. And it just turns you into anxious and tense and that's when conversations become awkward as fuck and you say retarded shit, and when you just do awkward shit. When you're relaxed and calm, when you're with long-time friends or with your family and you're not stressing about conversation, well, it's easy for you. You can talk and you don't give a fuck. But there's a way to make it so that much more often when you're talking to new people, you're also in that calm state, in that calm nervous system. There's two ways that I've been doing this. One is deep breathing throughout the day. And the more you do this deep breathing, which I'll explain exactly how to do it, the more your body just in general is in that calmed state. So, if you don't know a conversation's coming, then you're just more likely to be in that calm state already. So when the conversation starts, you don't just instantly stress and get into that fight or flight. And a lot of us are living our whole days in fight or flight mode. So we're just straight away not going to be in a good place to start a conversation. But then there's also say you're about to do a presentation, you can do some of this breathing, get yourself calm, and then you'll perform way better in the presentation or in the conversation if you're walking up to a group to speak or something. So this is exactly how you do the deep breathing. You want to sit or stand, relax yourself, feel it, drop your shoulders, relax your belly. You want to breathe into the bottom of your belly. So imagine you're like this. Imagine you're trying to push this hand out. So when you breathe, instead of breathing into the chest, you breathe into the belly like that, into the bottom of the belly. It looks a bit fucked, but no one can see, so it's fine. You want to do this for 5.5 seconds in, 5.5 seconds out. I know this shit is seeming crazy, but if you want results, trust me, this is actually fucking so true. While you're doing that breathing, you don't want anything forceful. You don't want to go. It's all relaxed. Keep everything very relaxed, and tell yourself in your mind, "I'm safe. Everything's okay. I'm safe." And that gets us into this safety nervous system, this safe, calm nervous system, not this fight or flight. So I do this for 20 minutes a day, and then throughout the day, whenever I remember. So probably half an hour a day. Just when you can, whenever you've got some free time, just practice that. Relax your whole body, take deep breath in. You don't have to count it if you don't want, but that 5.5 seconds per in and out is scientifically what gets you into that safety nervous system the best. Now, what I noticed from doing this is that I'd be walking into a social situation. Say I walk into a class and I can just look at people and say hello and think about stuff, and I'm calm and I'm present and I'm just thinking normally. Whereas I realized before, walking into a socially frightening situation, which was just any social situation with strangers or even friends, I would always be tense and worried and sort of stressing and waiting for something to go wrong, which is such a sign that you're in that nervous system. And trust me, this stuff has made it crazy. I'm just telling you what my journey is. You don't have to believe it or whatever, but I'm just explaining what has helped me. So anyway, that's been part 1 of this. I don't know how often I'm going to be uploading these. I guess whenever I make some good progress and learn some more good lessons. But yeah, this has been fucking crazy for me. Years and years. I'm 22 years of no progress. And in the last 2 weeks, I've made more than I've ever made. It's pretty fucking exciting. And I swear to God, these are the things that have made the difference. Alright, love you, goodbye.